Yo, I know Obsidian, he's been going a crusade right now, man. And I have to say, I stand with Obsidian on these last few videos he's been making. I have to get a shout out to Obsidian because he's the only ones who has the nerve or has the guts to talk about the mating issue and hold a foot to the fire. And it seems like some of these guys in the black sector, especially in the manosphere, seem like they're going against him for the most case. And I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to keep it respectful as possible. But I really think some of these guys are selfish. They don't give a damn about anybody else but themselves. Because they all about sending a chick home with a wet ass or being a buck, etc., etc. Basically, fuck you. As long as I get my fair share of pussy, I'm straight. Because some cats be saying, if you a five, give you a female that's a five or a four or a three. To me, they're basically saying, play the game, just play the game. They're not holding the game, the quote unquote game, foot to the fire. They're not holding these females accountable. And I can't mess with that, man. And I do agree with some of these guys are saying to a degree, especially with these females saying they're not going to change. And I agree. A lot of these females are not going to change until you destroy the system. To me, that's the only way they're going to change. I try to get that together if you destroy the system. But Obsidian, he ain't going for that mess, man. He ain't going for these excuses. And let's keep it real. If you're saying if a guy's a five, get a female that's a five, get a female that's a four or a three or a two. Guys ain't going for that. Guys don't want to do that. That's why a lot of guys are going mid-towel or taking the red pill or going SYSBM. There's a lot of dysfunction in the mating scene. And guys are saying, look, if I can't get what I want out of this, if this ain't gonna be fair, I'm opting out. And I can't blame these guys. Because some people would say, oh, who said the game was fair? I would say this. Who said it wasn't supposed to be fair? Who said you can't make it fair? Who said you can't destroy it? I just feel like there's a lot of selfish people out there because they trying to capitalize money because people make money off this problem. And people are so controlled by pussy. They love pussy so much. They rather go along with the program just to get their fair share of pussy because they just so in love with pussy. And I'm not saying I don't like pussy. I like pussy as much as the next guy, but damn, let's try to have some integrity. And we wonder why these females are the way they are. We got a bunch of simps out here and a bunch of guys that are willing to compromise. Damn, guys on her DM talking about drinking her bad water like lean. Guys on her DM talking about I eat the booty like a buffet. Drinking bath water like codeine. Shit, I beat the pussy up like a boxing match. Beat the pussy up like Dragon Ball Z. Crazy shit like that. We keep giving these females power, man. Every time you're willing to compromise, you give them power. And I honestly think some of these guys, they're part of the problem. especially some of these guys that want to be on this alpha fuck beta buck natural selection. I believe that's bullshit to a degree. Like, especially the alpha fuck beta buck. That is so bullshit to a degree. Because an alpha can get cut by a beta. An alpha can get cut by another alpha who's more alpha than him. And it's really just depending on how the female feel. I mean, if she in the mood, she'll give the beta some pussy behind an alpha back. Talking about some beta buck. This beta nutting on your girl face. And then you kissing that bitch. You got to do nothing in your mouth. Let's keep it a buck. Guys talking about high status guys are the alphas. The guys with the resources, money. But at the same time, guys are like, just because somebody got money, resources don't make them an alpha. Look at somebody like Steve Jobs. Not Steve Jobs, but Bill Gates. He don't look anything masculine. There's nothing masculine about this guy. I mean, if it wasn't for his resources or security, some shit like that, anybody can just walk up to him and smack his ass, steal his lunch money, jug on this dude, snatch the dude's chain off his neck. It wouldn't be a damn thing he can do about it. Or somebody got enough mouthpiece, or quote unquote mouthpiece, take his bitch. I mean, I know y'all heard that song about LL Cool J, Who Do You Love? He talking about just because you got a lot of cash don't mean I can't get your girl and finesse that ass. Something like that. So damn, which one is it? Either you an alpha if you got money or not. See, dudes don't even know what a true definition of an alpha is. Everybody got their own interpretation of what an alpha is. That shit don't even matter in today's society. In this feminist, matriarchal, social program society, it don't even fucking matter. Because even if you want to argue female nature, they're attracted to alpha men. A lot of that nature is tainted by social programming. But I digress, man. And I think Obsidian made a good point when he said about black men who are lame. How come they can go to another society and get a female and be a winner in life? And C Boogie said he implied that, hold up, what about the scale? And I think C Boogie said that just to try to undermine his point, try to devalue Obsidian's point. That's just my honest opinion. C Boogie was like, get this work, Obsidian. The nerve of these dudes. And I slightly disagree with that because Obsidian wasn't talking about the scale. He was just talking in general. How come black men can go to another society and be successful? And speaking from my experience and observation, I see a lot of brothers who didn't get validation from black women. They go to another culture, they getting validation from women. Even for myself. Growing up, I wasn't really getting validation from black women like that. Black chicks. Most of my validation came from these white chicks and these Hispanic chicks. And they wasn't homely either. A lot of these chicks wasn't homely either. A lot of these chicks were decent looking to cute. Talking like the 7s, the 7.5s, the 8s, 8.5s, even like a 9 here and there. You know, give me the eyes and shit and smile. Saying, you can come over here and talk to me. And I'm like this. Man, I'm Darth Vader, this BBC. It's the dark side. you gonna have to join the dark side of the force. Come home and join the dark side team. I mean, I even have had females, especially like the white females, approach me, and I had a couple of Hispanic chicks approach me when I was in high school. They was aggressive towards me, some of them. So I can go from observation and experience. That ain't true. And you can look at what's his name? It's a brother on YouTube. He live in China. He got a family down there too. I know GW3 know who's I'm talking about. Randy Flag, I think that's his name. He's a prime example. He able to get a female and got a family because he went to a different country. He went into a different culture. I remember he talked about in a video how short he was and all that. He probably wasn't getting validation from black females like that. With all due respect, he don't even look like he getting validation from black females like that. And I can argue the scale thing that C Boogie was saying because there's brothers out here that may not be super high on the scale and they can get a decent to attractive looking female to a different culture. I know Arcadian didn't bring that up. He probably didn't reach his mind. But brother, he doesn't even have to be high on the scale in some cases. And he can get a decent to an attractive female from another culture, especially when he travels. And then here's another point I can argue with C Boogie's scale thing. Let's go with that narrative. How come you don't hear brothers in a high rate complaining if they're not getting validation from females, black females, and they're going to another culture and getting low quality females? How come you don't hear a bunch of brothers complaining? You rarely, if I'll, hear that. And C Boogie, it seems like to me he kind of implied that if these guys in the military, not all of them, but like a good handful of these brothers in the military go through some bullshit with these non-black chicks, that means brothers within the masses, they gonna go through the same shit. Even though you rarely hear that, especially when they're going outside the country and they're staying there, by the way. You don't hear that. And even if you do hear some shit, it's mainly because somebody hating. Like Randy Flag, he had to go through some bullshit down there in China because some simp loser dude was hating on him. And then that's a brother. He from the Bronx, I think, but he lived down there in Russia. And he be getting all the bitches, man. And he ain't complaining yet. I think his name Philco. I think that's his name. But that brother living right down there, man. All them baggies down there. They lining up. But this ain't a diss on C Boogie. I'm just airing out my disagreements with him on certain aspects. But I'm gonna have to stand with Obsidian on this one, man. Obsidian been dropping some heat lately. Ain't even gonna lie. And that shit funny when you be saying, "You want some more? Are you through yet? You want more?" That shit funny. But this is the reason why this beta male revolution, or this so-called beta male revolution, it needs to happen. Because the system Like the mating scene is fucked up, man. Let's keep it a buck. And I'm not saying that dudes can't get no pussy out here. Like every single dude can't get no pussy. And I'm not saying that it's completely hopeless out here. I'm not saying that at all. But let's just keep it real. Like the mating scene is fucked up. It's too much to function. And the feminist movement, a lot of these social programs and the government don't make it easy too, because it's a system in place to get dudes knocked out the freaking flame. Knocked out the frame, man. And these females, they take advantage of that shit. And dudes out here, they had enough, man. They're not seeing what they like, and so they opting out, going their own way. And I respect the philosophy. I mean, I'm not caping for every guy who used this philosophy, because I do be having some issues with some of these guys too, especially some of these bigoted dudes out here who latch on to the MGTOW movement and red pill movement. Some of these insecure dudes that have some insecure issues with black men. Let's just keep it a buck. But for the most case, I respect the philosophy. Like these sex dolls and shit, that shit needs to happen. And it's going to force these females, and it's going to force the government to come to the table and have a discussion so that everybody can be happy. It's going to force people to finally put a foot to the mating scene. And not only the mating scene, but their entire system as a whole, like the child support system, alimony, like this whole matriarchal system as a whole. But I'm digressing. I mean, it's really over if they can make these sex dolls like on some Futurama shit. Like they can have like holograms and shit, put holograms and shit to make it look like any person you wanted to look like. A celebrity, a real person you met, shit, a fictional character. Oh, it's over. Oh, shit, it's over. Based on technology they got nowadays, man, they got like virtual shit. You can put these little virtual goggles on you, on your eyes, and you can be playing a game and shit. Imagine if they just level that shit up and just make like a virtual hologram, like a room that is like a virtual hologram, and it seems real, like you in a real video game and shit like that. If they can use something like that on these sex dolls, it's over. I'm sorry, man, it's over for cats. These bars gonna get shut down, man. These stores going out of business. Even a lot of these restaurants. Let's give it a buck. A lot of people going on dates and shit in these restaurants. Especially these restaurants like Applebee's, Red Lobsters, Red Robin. Shit. Get topped up by Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian. Who else out here, man? Katy Perry. Let me see what the pussy like. Beyonce. Let me see what the pussy like, so I can judge Jay-Z for cheating on you or not. See, was it worth it? Who else out here can get the business? Shit. Goddamn. Boma for Dragon Ball. Goddamn. Urza from Fairy Tail. Lucy. Who else? Mel B from the Spice Girls. Get the business. In her prime. And even today, she can still get it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's something like that. It's a wrap, man. let's keep it a buck, because a lot of these chicks, they have nothing to offer but their vaginas. That's it. That's why they try to make us spend money on them. They try to take as much resources. They want to see how much they can get out of a dude. That's why. Because they know once they give up the goodie, give up their golden vagina, it's a wrap. Dudes taking the poison out, their minds clear, and they be like, "Hey, I'm gonna call you back when I get that itch. I want some pussy to scratch my itch." That's what these dudes are saying. So again, I'm not saying that like it's completely hopeless out here, but how things are today in today's society, man, it could be like a dozen dudes, hundreds of dudes in her DMs, or dozens of dudes approaching her because you approached her. She wanted you. Some of these guys think that they got the female because they got game or they had a mouthpiece. A lot of times, these females, they got with these females because they were just chosen. They was at the right place at the right time. That's what I honestly believe. I believe it's really about how these females feel. That's why I say it's about being at the right place at the right time. Because again, she could be getting approached by 100 guys, but like the next week you approach her and she gave you the time of day because she was just in the mood. She felt like getting approached, or she felt like having some companionship, and she gave you the time of day because maybe she just liked the way you walk. She liked the way you approached her, like you was like mode one. Telling this shit straight up the business. Or it was just the way you sound. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, this little shit like that gets these females attracted. That gets you chosen by some of these females, because it happened to me one time. I'm in high school, senior year in high school. Some female, she was like a rave hair. She was a rave hair. She was cute. Cute. To me, in my opinion, I consider her 8. She was coughing, right? I'm like this, damn man, you alright? And she was like giggling and say, yeah, I'm alright. And then the next day, I seen this chick, because during your lunch period, if you have enough time in your lunch period, you can just go outside and chill. I'm walking outside. I see this female, and then she turned around and she happened to see me and she smiled at me. And then the next day, she just came over to me and sat next to me, and I started talking to her. So little shit like that can get a female attracted to you. Little shit like that can get you chosen by these females. So that tells me, like, at the end of the day, where it's all said and done, because you can have all the game in the world, you ain't gonna say shit that's different than all these other guys. Like, what the fuck makes you so different than the dozens or hundreds of guys that was in her DMs? What the fuck makes you so different than all these guys that approached her? What the fuck you gonna say that's different than these other guys done said that they haven't said before? Or what you gonna say that she hasn't heard before? You get me? Because to me, I honestly believe it's just about being at the right place at the right time. I'm sorry. Fuck a mouthpiece. It ain't about having no damn mouthpiece. You can't talk somebody out of their drawers. Like, that's fucking bullshit. You can't talk somebody out of their drawers unless you got mind control power, like you Professor Xavier. Some shit like that. Someone knows when they're attracted to somebody. You know the first 5-7 seconds, you gonna fuck somebody. You gonna eat somebody pussy, or a chick gonna suck your dick like a Blackemeyer, either she feeling you or not. If I do like approach girls and stuff like that, or my definition of game is basically interacting with the female, giving your female energy by just simply interacting with her. You gonna know if she feeling you or not if you interact with her. I don't even have a mouthpiece. I don't use pickup lines and all that game and all. No, I just interact. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Like this beta male revolution shit, it's gonna happen sooner or later. Look at these guys in Wall Street. They already going mid-towel in the workplace. They ain't even have like a one-on-one session with these females. They make sure they got somebody else with them when they meeting up with these females. I'm telling you, man, the next couple of years or so, a few years or so, shit gonna go down, man. And guys can talk shit all they want. Blue pill dudes can talk shit. So-called red pill dudes can talk shit. Cause dudes out here ain't really red pill. A lot of these dudes are just purple pill, to be honest with you. And I'm talking in general. That's just my opinion. I stand with our city in. Let me know what you guys think. And peace.